And this idea is how you really compound wealth. It also takes all of the stress out of markets because you look forward to when it gets two standard deviations. You have to ask yourself, is tomorrow going to be more digital than today? If yes, carry on. If not, then you've got something else to worry about.
But I think with the world going the way it is, and I'm a huge believer in Bitcoin, it's my largest position. I think the reallocation back into sort of the oversold smart contract platforms and some of the applications is going to play out a little bit better this cycle. Everything is extremely correlated to Bitcoin, still is. Maybe that breaks away at some point, but I would have some Bitcoin.
Raoul and Jamie Coutts have a message for anyone tempted to panic sell or chase every green candle. Stay the course. Bitcoin remains the play. Here's why that matters. Most crypto assets still move in lockstep with Bitcoin. When Bitcoin moves, the market listens. That correlation could fade eventually, but right now, Bitcoin is still setting the tone for everything else. It's the anchor of any serious crypto portfolio, and ignoring that is how most new investors get burned. Now look at the numbers. Bitcoin dominance has climbed to 58.19%. Trading volumes across crypto are dropping. Altcoins are underperforming. Put those three signals together, and the message is loud and clear. Investors are getting cautious. Capital is rotating out of risky bets and straight into Bitcoin. Safety is winning over speculation. If this trend holds, expect the market to stay in preservation mode, not aggressive trading mode. But here's the twist. Raoul and Jamie Coutts are also flagging something bigger. Signs of exhaustion in this downtrend. That could mean the selling pressure is running out of gas, and the worst may already be behind us. Bitcoin still holds the top spot in their portfolio, their highest conviction asset by far. But they believe capital could start rotating into oversold smart contract platforms and blockchain applications as this cycle matures. Before you dive in, hit that subscribe button. We're on a mission to reach our first 1,000 subscribers here at Bitcoin Frontier Hub, and every single sub helps us keep bringing you breakdowns like this one.
Swee's got the monthly 9 last month. Bitcoin is the monthly 9 this month. ETH is the monthly 9 and a 13 monthly 9, a 13 monthly.
Yeah.
Solana, I mean, that's a full sweep of monthlies. The weeklies either have confirmed or were confirming and then flipped. We got a price flip. I think it's super interesting levels, as you said, because they're on the key big lines as well.
But I think we're starting to see the signs of exhaustion in this downtrend. So all I'm saying is with ETH is that it may not outperform some of the other L1s, but if you've got a portfolio and you're trying to play it relatively safe within the space and you want exposure to crypto, then ETH is probably worth consideration.
Let's say when Bitcoin's 1.6 standard deviations oversold, where it is now, and assume you don't sell, which is this no sells idea, is how much it compounds over time. Yeah, the no sells is how much it does over time. And this idea is how you really compound wealth. It also takes all of the stress out of markets because you look forward to when it gets two standard deviations. You have to ask yourself, is tomorrow going to be more digital than today? If yes, carry on. If not, then you've got something else to worry about. But that's basically it. And it just keeps you in the trade. And then, so if we assume those are his core positions, let me just close this window. If we assume that those are his core positions, I mean, that makes perfect sense. So really in his core positions, it doesn't show the split between equity and crypto. He's then got layered on a Solana overweight, ETH and SWI, and then the smaller weight MicroStrategies, which is more Bitcoin. So he's very, very overweight Bitcoin. So, and that's fine. That's fine if that's what you want to do. The equity stuff is kind of noise. It's so small outside of the ones you've got.
Everything is extremely correlated to Bitcoin, still is. Maybe that breaks away at some point, but I would have some Bitcoin. But it looks fine from my mind. But it's maybe swap out some of the DATs.
Raoul and Jamie Coutts zero in on Ethereum's price action, and the picture is delicately balanced. ETH's weekly technical indicators haven't hit a full exhaustion low just yet, but the signal is close. They're watching intently as ETH hovers near multi-year support around $1,500, a level that could decide the next major move. Here's the encouraging part. Ethereum's fundamentals have quietly strengthened over the past 6 months. Network activity is picking up. Transaction levels are climbing. Without diving into every metric, Raoul and Jamie Coutts are clear on one thing. ETH looks far healthier now than it did earlier in the cycle. But the bulls aren't clear yet. For real credibility, ETH needs to reclaim the $1,800 resistance zone, confirming a double bottom setup. Break through that, and the next battleground opens fast. The $2,000 to $2,200 supply zone, where the 100-day and 200-day moving averages converge into a critical pressure point. The flip side carries real weight. Losing the $1,500 support could be disastrous, unraveling the reversal structure entirely and dragging ETH into a deeper leg lower within the broader downtrend. Shifting to MicroStrategy, the tone changes. Raoul and Jamie Coutts see it less as a long-term hold and more as a tactical trade. Its price action has repeatedly diverged from Bitcoin's in both bull and bear markets, creating sharp trading windows around key turning points opportunity-savvy traders won't want to miss. Let's get back to the interview.
It's, I think, back into crypto because of the agentic commerce and tokenization themes. So the weightings look pretty good for like 12 months to 18 months out. And the only thing I would just point out with the portfolio is that there is no positioning in ETH.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. As there's one blind spot would be ETH in this.
Yeah, look, I mean, everyone likes to dunk on ETH. It's still the center of gravity for the crypto economy, and I think it's starting to shape up really well if you look at those long term. And if we look at ETH right now, and I will put on the DeMark on the weeklies because that's where it really matters. And I'm not sure if you're following like the counts here, but we're still some way away from really getting an exhaustion low in ETH, but that's what I'm watching for. And you're looking at long-term support that's multi-year in nature. If we had time, we could go over the fundamentals. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but like is ETH has actually picked up in terms of transactions, and on the fundamental side is looking a lot better than where it was sort of 6 months ago. And so these areas around sort of like 1,500 have been on my radar for quite a long time. So look, what I'm just saying is that I think for the whole space to rally, ETH is going to have to, I mean, it's probably a little bit overweight Bitcoin, just where I think the world is going. But like I have run Bitcoin at those percentages for a long time. So I sort of sympathize with that view. But I think with the world going the way it is, and I'm a huge believer in Bitcoin, it's my largest position. I think the reallocation back into sort of the oversold smart contract platforms and some of the applications is going to play out a little bit better this cycle or the next 4 years than it did in the last 4 years, because clearly that was a Bitcoin dominated cycle. But I think with the tokenomics improving in crypto, the supply discipline that I'm starting to see come through from a lot of protocols, and then all of the demand that's going to eventually show up because of tokenization and agents. MicroStrategy is probably a trade for me because there's always a point in the cycle where MicroStrategy starts to diverge. It happens in the bull cycle. It happens in the bear. What's that?
Even with an ETF now, because it was the play, right?
I mean, it's getting like it is so oversold at this point. But what I expect to happen. And this doesn't make it a long-term play in my book. Because I mean, like I bought MicroStrategy last year and sold it at a profit. And I talked about it at the time. And it was because it started to diverge into performance of Bitcoin during the bull market. That for me was the sign. I think the opposite will happen at the bear at the bottom. And MicroStrategy, after being grossly oversold, and now that they've announced, they've basically just hit the market with the reality that they are going to put their shareholders first, they're going to put the press first, basically. And so that for the Bitcoin community is a hard pill to swallow, but it was always going to happen. He over-engineered it, as you said. And so now the market has to digest that reality. And I think that this is part of the bottoming process that we're going to go through.
Bitcoin remains the bedrock of the crypto market, even as fresh opportunities take shape across the broader ecosystem. Short-term volatility isn't going anywhere, but the bigger picture tells a different story. Rising adoption, stronger market structure, and steadily improving fundamentals. For investors, the edge isn't in reacting to every price swing. It's in staying anchored to Bitcoin's long-term potential, while keeping a sharp eye out for the next wave of opportunity as this market cycle unfolds. Is Bitcoin's rising dominance the calm before its next major breakout? Drop your take in the comments. If this breakdown helped you see the bigger picture, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Help me reach 1,000 subscribers and stay ahead of the next big move in crypto.